What it do, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Live on Sunday. It is me, your greatest host in the known universe, King Crowder, back again with another edition of 2026 version, the first one. Let's start it off, man. With another edition of Live on Sunday, man. You could be anywhere in the world, but you are tapped in and listening to me. I want to tell you I appreciate it. I thank you. Let me give you a round of applause. Man, a milestone was hit right before 2025, and we're going to start it off with 2026 when I try to do some changes, some updates. If you won't notice, I'm always doing some slight tweaks and modifications, man, but hopefully you get to see the new setup, trying a different thing with the mic. So if it's good or bad, please let me know in the comments. If you're new here, comment, like, subscribe to the channel. This is what I enjoy to do, to give you information, to teach you, and to keep you updated on everything that we see going on in the national lexicon. Again, book of the week, 2026. I want you to always start off. Not only do I want to give you something as far as intellectually, I want you to have books or information that I will believe will have a huge impact on your life. I'm going to start off with one of the greats. As somebody that grew up in a freedom town is a town established post the Civil War in the United States of America. Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, started these towns when they grew rights and earned their freedom post-emancipation slavery. One of the stories that's never told is the people that migrated outside of these towns, right? We always hear about the big cities, but it's always two sides. I'm actually from the other side of the migration movement. My family never got to move. This book right here, Warmth of the Sun by Isabel Wilkerson, a phenomenal read. Add it to your library. Why do I recommend this book? It's two sides of the great migration movement that we always hear about. What I talk about, tap in, you'll find out. So it's always two sides of the great migration movement, y'all. One right here is what happens when you see the small town people move and relocate into larger cities, and how their journeys, along with their families' journeys, and how they were affected. What's good, Jason? Tap in with me, baby. Good to see you, man. Thank everybody that's tuning in. What it do? Again, it's always good that you learn the stories firsthand. Shout out to you, Bree. Appreciate you for tapping in. Always learn these stories firsthand. So look, add this to you. If you ever learn about history, about what happened when people left their smaller towns and migrated to bigger cities, I am a living witness of that right now. But post the other side of American history. Next thing I want you to add in there too is your boy's own things I wish my parents would have taught me by your boy Terrell Crowder, man. Me. A lot of times when we talk about things we wish we want to talk, we were never taught about mentally and how to handle things throughout life. My journey and what I'm teaching right now is discussing that and breaking that down piece by piece. Hopefully it's good to you. Hopefully you learn something. And most importantly, we're going to tap it in for all 2026, man. Shout out to everybody that could be in here this morning. Let me go ahead and do a bomb for y'all. So let's go ahead and chop it up with 2026 and what can we expect to see. If you did not know, 2026 will be a hellacious political year. It will be politics, money, economy, and resources. Why is 2026 such a big year if you have not paid attention? If you are an aging adult in this country, you have to understand the landscape is changing before your very eyes. King Carter, what you talking about is changing? I'm saying it's changing. How we live is changing. How we vote, how we eat, how we maintain our lifestyle is changing. Also, what we will view as entertainment will be changing. If you haven't paid attention to the news, our boy Trump is doing what America always does. People are so shocked. Oh, it's imperialism is this. It's good old-fashioned what we always do. We take what we want. We go after what we go. The laws do not apply to us, even though we say it's the standard. And we also use what we can use. Why does that matter? We see a lot of things going on internationally, but nationally in this country, have you been in the grocery store? Have you been out? Did you go out New Year's? I went out yesterday. It was light. I'm in a metropolitan city known as Houston, Texas, right, y'all? And you can definitely feel the difference in energy. You don't see the spots that were once big anymore. You don't want to see the service and the money flowing and the cash being spent. You don't see that anymore. As of right now, if you take a look in this country, man, I know it's horrible on the line to say everybody making money. Everybody rich. Everybody got it. Everybody eating. Everybody living well. Everybody doing good. But when I go out in these streets and I look in these lines, I look at people in their eyes, people are struggling. I know. I'm not trying to scare you. What I'm trying to do is trying to inform you what nobody else is saying. Right now, you need to move differently. Right now, you need to think differently. Right now, you need to understand that entertainment is good. However, you need to stay focused on what's going on now. Right now in this country, voting, money, politics, family is all serious subjects. I know we hear the fun stuff being talked about because it is scary to talk about the active events that we got to discuss. But in real life right now, it's important. And I want you to pay attention to something. Whenever people bring up politics, they always bring it up in an adversarial type of way, right? You versus me. No, it is what am I getting for what I do, what I vote for, what I believe. What's good, man? Say hi again. Shout out to you, gang. You got to understand. Yo, tap in. Everybody, say it again. When he said everybody feeling like it is expensive everywhere, it is, brother. Right now, y'all, I'm a little bit older, right? I'm a millennial, y'all. I can remember going out as a younger guy and it would be reasonably priced. I saw a post today, right? Why don't Gen Z consume alcohol, drink, or do things like that? Because they can't afford to. I work with Gen Zs. I'm around Gen Zs. I understand. How can I focus on having fun if my day-to-day is struggling? How can I focus on fun and dating if the expectation is I must be here? There is not even a reasonable gap to say I'm willing to grow with you. I'm willing to learn with you. I'm willing to build and establish something for you. You just got to be 100% affordable. You just got to have the money up front. It ain't we can work and earn it up. We can work together. No, the expectation is much more higher even for y'all, man. And you know what the saddest part of it is? It unmotivates you. Most guys, young guys especially, are unmotivated, and I get it. How can I be motivated right now? Say it again. Yeah, we get over the racist stuff and get out there because the government is doing too much. Big facts, man. I understand. And not only just that, the government doing too much, y'all. It's no incentivization. Incentivizing, sorry. If I'm a guy right here trying to get it, what am I incentivized about? To pay more? To have less? To struggle this? To have nothing that I can expect to see in the future? The only thing that will change, y'all, is we have to move past the entertainment phase. 2026 has to be a moment where we pay attention to where the money's going. Who's controlling this? What aspect of politics is in leadership doing this? What am I getting? What benefits am I going to get right now currently? How are we going to get these prices down? If AI is here and AI is supposed to be good, isn't AI meant to make costs go down? If all these things are meant to happen to eliminate and allow prices to go down, why haven't we seen it in real time? In 2026, we got to ask, where is our money? We got to ask, what are we going to see? They all promise, but it gets tougher every year. That's true. But that's because the expectations of what we're supposed to ask for ain't the same, brother. We are supposed to be having these tough conversations. We are supposed to be saying, yo, this is what the new norm has to be. This is what we have to expect. This is what I'm demanding. Forget being nice now. I think we have to take the gloves off, ladies and gentlemen. When I mean take the gloves off, what I'm saying is right now, you got to go for what's yours. We got to ask the tough questions. No matter where you align. I don't give a damn if you agree with me or not. But in 2026, we got to move and think differently. Today's broadcast is going to talk about politics, relationship, and culture. I want to dive into all three. My favorite subject. I love sports too. You see the balls in the background. Pause. Dame Dash voice. But the real thing we're going to talk about is the real thing that we see going on. We're going to have to put belt to ass. You ain't lying, though. I mean, historically, y'all, I'm going to get my historical kufi on. We are in the French Revolution when the aristocrat class had to uprise and go against the grain. We have to go against and say it's going to be equally shared or everyone is going to be equally struggling. Shout out to Jason Black. If I don't get my equal just due, ain't nobody going to be comfortable. Ain't nobody going to be fair. And ain't nobody going to do anything else that's not going to get us there. So I'm going to start it off with a video, y'all, that shook up the dang on world. And I believe this gentleman started off 2026 the way we need to start it off, y'all. Let me go ahead and play the video now. I know y'all done seen it, but I believe visually it's always important to show these type of things, man. If you tell me what city you from, tap it in the comments. Tell me where you're from, what you do. I want to talk to the game. That's the whole point of everything, man. 2026, Crowder Gang. This is the energy we are on. Pay attention.
Where's my fucking money, motherfucker? Where's my fucking money, bitch? Where's my money? I got this fucking bracelet. Where's my fucking money? What are you gonna do, bitch? What are you gonna fucking do? Doc, motherfucker, you say VVS, I3, 14 karat, and you're using my name, you bitch! Yeah, 6447. Thief! You fucking thief! Bitch!
I know it's cussing, y'all. I know the brother was a bit hostile, but I agree with every single bit of energy he had. You know why? We let too many people slide to do us dirty. What the issue was when you saw this brother, when he pulled up to the jewelry store was, hey, bro, you agreed to a certain price. You agreed to pay and fairly compensate us when we come inside this establishment. You came inside here and you had a customer. You infringed my name. You lied on what I do. You told people that you were branded just like me. And when I come in to address you, it's a problem. Always vulgar, always cussing. You damn right it got to be that way sometimes. We got to get past this notion that we got to address each other correctly. No. Sometimes we got to put belt to butt, like my brother said in the comments earlier. Sometimes I got to come in there with my shirt off. Everybody does not learn by being nice to you. No, I'm not advocating violence. But what I am advocating is addressing shit. We have to stop letting disrespect slide. 2026, we got to have that energy. We got to be willing to stand up for what we believe in. We have to be willing to have a conversation. Politics, money, religion, whatever, man. No more being nice about things. No more just letting people talk to you crazy. What I'm telling you right now, man, if you need to be empowered, learn from this story. What did we learn? We learned this brother said, man, you owe me money and I need it now. I don't care if it's change. I don't care if it's pennies. I don't care how you got to pay up and owe me this. What I need for you to do, bruh, is to figure that shit out. It ain't my responsibility to pay what you owe. You play with my name. You play with my money. And you thought it was funny. So now we got to understand something, y'all, ladies and gentlemen. It's one thing to be gangsta online. But what if you a person that pull up and see somebody? And that brother Trax, shout out to Trax NYC, showed what it means to pull up. Pulling up always solves things. People have gotten so comfortable being disrespectful online and not in person. But when I pull up on your ass and I ask you what it do, you got to man up to either handle it this way or that way. And in 2026, we exposing all fakes with that. Bad customer service, disrespectful people, people that do you ornery or wrong. No more shielding that. No more acting like it's cool. If you need that battery in your back, allow me to do it for you. This year, we're setting the tone off correctly. I want all the Crowder gang. You standing on business. Now, I ain't saying crash out. That ain't what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying. I ain't saying you crash out. You can go ahead and move. What I am saying is address things accordingly. If you disrespect me accordingly, I'm going to address you the same way. If you say you was do what you're gonna do, something pay back accordingly. I'm gonna do you the same way. If you said that you were gonna do something at a certain time and you don't decide to do it, guess what? I'm gonna address you the same type of way. Cream Crowder, why is this important, man? Why are you ranting about this? Why are you talking about this so heavily? I'm talking about it so heavily, man, because people really think disrespect doesn't mean anything. They really think I can get by with it. They really think if I disrespect you, that means that's just what it is. They really have gotten comfortable. A lot of us, not all, a lot of us do not understand its repercussions about things. And I'm saying all this to say, y'all, shout out to everybody tuning in with me tonight, man. Shout out to everybody tuning in with me tonight. Is that there's another brother, man, that I believe needs to get pressed and addressed this year. He does. Yes, I'm in a non-violent manner for sure. Like I said, brother, you can handle stuff by standing on your square. I ain't saying put your hands on somebody, but I'm saying sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. A friendly squabble, a fair exchange ain't no robbery, if you follow what I'm saying. But I want to address this brother right here, man. My ethnicity, y'all, I am a Black American from this country, family of descendants of slaves. And this one right here, I'm gonna be on my high horse about. Follow me, y'all. Follow me, but I gotta speak on this. This gentleman right here, name is Tekashi 6ix9ine. For all those that don't know him, he's a New York City hip hop artist that had a meaningful run at one point in time. What he is talking about is a subject that I believe has gotten serious. I'm gonna let it play before I go on my rant. Fair use. Fair use.
It seems like fans don't like that you say nigga so open.
Who gonna stop me being me? If I'm born and raised and nobody look at it as racist, don't make it a race thing, bro.
Black people voice their frustration with it. And
no, they think they can manipulate people into feeling like they doing something wrong. That's why I said I'm gonna continue to say it, and I'm gonna wait for that big bad wolf to stop me. I'm not gonna stop being me for some politically correct thing. Fuck out of here. I'm not doing it.
I got Mexican friends that say nigga more than me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm waiting for the nigga police. Like, I'm waiting for the nigga police to come. Like, I where the nigga police at? I want a big black nigga to come with a nigga police shirt and be like, yo, I don't like you saying nigga, bro. You know what I mean? Who gonna stop me?
I got a better question. It's not who's gonna stop you. It's the question to me before I respond to the gentleman, right? Is if somebody tells you that something you say is harsh or offensive and they don't like it, and your original response is, I don't care if you like it, what would you call that individual? If a certain group of people that were Mexican, let's call it what it is, he's a Mexican. If I said a Mexican slur and they told me, Terrell, I don't like when King Crowder, I don't like when you say it, but I continue to say, who gonna stop me? What would you call that person? Would you call him an ally? Would you call him somebody that respects you? Would you call him someone who understands the things that happen in America? Would you call him as someone that deserves confidence? Would you lean on them for expertise? Is the person have to check you? Does it have to be a man? What if my mother told you she didn't appreciate you saying that? Would you tell her, F you, ma'am, I'm going to continue to say it? Or would you lean on that and say, I'm wrong? When you hear someone boldly say an accusation like that, talk this way, speak this way, like they have an entitlement or right to it, all people got to understand that person is dangerous. 6ix9ine, you are culturally not a part of hip hop, bro. I love my Latinos, love them, respect. Let me go and give them a shout out to the ones that do right. But I want to say something. Tekashi 6ix9ine, you have never had cultural relevance outside of New York City. You have never had any clout, any push, any understanding, anything that worth progress, worth going. The only thing you are known for is obviously turning on your mans. But for you to get on a live platform to say, I'm going to say this no matter who says something to me, I'm going to address you no matter how I feel about it. I'm going to publicly say a disrespectful name, tone, energy, disrespect no matter what you think, I want you to understand something. You will never have a vouch for on the culture, man. On a lot of interviews, you speak, right? You give your opinion. You speaking on Atlanta-based issue, Atlanta-based problems, and you understand why nobody listens. Why? Because you don't have any reference. Your opinion holds no weight. Nobody cares about what 6ix9ine is thinking. You were popping in New York City. That's it. You never made it down south. You never represented the culture. You never swung in hip hop. You were a trend for New York-based fans. That's it, my boy. You've never represented Black Americans. You never had a pulse on the culture. You are an outsider. You ain't inside. You ain't got no sway. You ain't Thug, Baby, Lucci, and them other guys you speak on all the time. Yes, ratting is different for you. I hate to say it. Nobody else want to say it. Ratting is viewed differently for you. I know it's a double standard about the street code. You can't be a part of the street code because you don't rock with it. You can't say I'm a part of the street code and say disrespectful things that people tell you they don't like. And you think your word gonna have some sway? I would love to sit down for the interview one day. I would love to just ask a question. So if my grandmother told me she didn't like you saying it, would you say I don't care? If some elder from a Black person told you you don't need to say this, would you move them away? Or would you have the egotistical mindset to say, if I say it's disrespect, doesn't matter how you feel. If I say I don't like it, it doesn't matter what you think. I got to respect your opinion and what your thought process is. I can't say what it means for me and that overrides it. I can't say this is how I feel, so I'm going to stand behind it. No, man, that's not how that works. It has been normalized and scared of the treatment that Mexicans don't call each other wet. Facts. Facts. I agree, brother. Shout out to that Dolphins. Let me give you a round of applause, man. How because you rocking tonight, baby. I want to say this, man. Just responding back to that comment from that brother, man. Shout out to the dog. Shout out to you. Number one, y'all. If your mother tells me or somebody says it's disrespectful for me to call you something, doesn't matter if I like it. I'm not going to call you that. If somebody tells me they're not feeling the rhetoric that I'm spewing about a certain people because that's a word or something is deemed offensive, I'm not going to call you that. It doesn't matter what I think, what I feel. I'm going to have enough respect for you because I'm around your community to say, hey, my bad. I didn't know some people weren't rocking with that. I won't puff my chest. I won't say, man, I don't care. Man, this is what I feel. I'm 6ix9ine. I'm going to say what I want to say because I'm part of that. No, man. You cry, you complain, you whine. You wonder why you don't get no cultural respect or love. You speaking on other people's issues, but you're not addressing your problem that you got underneath your tank. Right now, you are irrelevant. We know you for everything but music. You speak on Atlanta and nobody from Atlanta speaks on you. I say all the time on this channel, y'all, clip this. New York hates on Atlanta. And you know the reason why that goes so relevant? Because New York's biggest talking piece ain't never been addressed. He still represents New York City. Ain't nobody from New York say 6ix9ine stop talking. Ain't nobody press 6ix9ine yet. Ain't nobody say he wrong. He talks openly. Ain't no conversation about none of the things. He talks all over the phone. Like I said earlier, once you get disrespectful, somebody has to press you. And right now, his pressing is overdue. You don't represent the culture. You are not in tune with no hip hop. You represent zero part of what the soul or what the spirit stands for. You don't speak on the issues. You don't address things that's going on relevant. He never spoke on Robert Burns in New York City. He never spoke on Jordan Neely. How can you stand for what hip hop is, my boy? People should say, what a human. What up, human? Fact, I agree. Hey, you ain't gotta say it that way, man. But what you can say, man, if I hear a word that's a slur to you, bro, I'm gonna respect it. Bottom line, I ain't gotta go against the grain. I ain't gotta argue with you and tell you how I felt. If you say to me, yo, in my community, where I'm from, that word's history has a certain way. My grandmother not prefer it. We can say it amongst each other, but not personally. You know what I'm gonna say? Okay. Out of respect to how I was raised, you said that, brother. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna hear you out, and I'm gonna publicly acknowledge what you're saying. But to know a community says they don't like that, and for you to say what you say, then you want respect and accolades from that community. You look like a dummy. Nobody respects what you say, man. That's why your part in hip hop history is over. My last bit of words is 6ix9ine. Pivot. Do something else. Hip hop is not your culture. You are a guest. You have no sway. You have no motion. And we don't care. But that part of that interview will forever harm you, brother. Clips speak volume. But that clip will forever be a stain on your legacy. Because what you said was not just disrespectful to me. It was hurtful to a lot of people. And again, it's not me. What about our moms, our cousins, our sisters, our women? If somebody says don't say it, ain't no discussion. It is what it is. I'm not going to say it. And the reason why I say this is such a big deal, y'all, New York as a whole right now has a demise on hip hop. You know, I love hip hop and the music. And the problem is, it's just too corporate. I love his brother when he speaks. Sometimes I do. I'm going to tap into this interview by the Art of Dialogue. Fair use, y'all. You know, I try to give you information that I find very pivotal. This brother spoke on something that I believe is real. Pay attention. Pay attention. Fair use, people. Fair use.
And that's what's made the game lame, because now you got a whole bunch of people that don't even understand music, how to put it together. They just want the position. They want to look like L.A. Reid. They want to look like that. They want to look like Sylvia Rome, but they don't know nothing about music, putting music together. They don't know nothing. They just, and then they be like, but do you know the difference between a hit record and a regular record? They don't. They'll say, let me go look at some numbers. And I'll be like, oh, shit. Like you don't even know the first thing to come along with music. And that's having a gut feeling, knowing that it's different and it could change somebody's life. So the reason why the music game is so stale right now is because we ain't in it no more. Black people ain't controlling our culture no more. It was so much fun, and it was so exciting to be a part of it during the 90s and the 2000s because we were still a part of it. But now we're not a part of it anymore. It's just a system. It's corporate. Everything that they wanted about it, they got it now. But when we went corporate, we lost the soul. So where's the soul now? The soul now is back in the South. The soul now is the trail ride. The soul now, blues, Southern soul music. That's where the soul is now. You know why? Because it's not controlled. It's going on in backyards. It's going on in fields all over the South. 2 and 3, 4, 5, 10,000 people in the field partying for 3 and 4 days. And guess what? Ain't no corporate nothing around here. Just field, music, and culture. When rap and music gets back to that, then you'll start finding stars again. What you have now in the music business has all been manufactured. The last 10 years of artists, manufactured.
Yep.
Manufactured. How do you sell millions of records and you can't tour? Huh? Yeah. Manufactured.
Grip said a lot there, man. Shout out to my dog again, man. You are absolutely right. We should respect each other, come together, because we're going down a road where segregation at a time in America. I believe we're there now, man. I really, really do. I don't believe it's a time anymore. I believe we're just seeing it, but it's different. But let me keep cooking, man. Thank you for tapping in, man. That boy give me shout out to you tonight, man. What Big Grip spoke about, y'all, that is so relevant is right now, hip hop as a whole is soulless, what he's saying. If you pay attention, let me cook. The past 10 years was a pivot in the street sound and origin. Remember when the mumble rap era really came about? That pivot towards street sound, street transition really has been phased out. It really has been almost level low when you look at it to a point of view. What he spoke on was that the sound that you see that we love, the music that is lasting, the music that make you feel like something, the music that trends you towards a certain way, or certain process, a certain thought, a certain energy, a certain feeling is gone. Corporations' main objective, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention, is to maximize profit. They don't care about how it sounds. They don't care about how it looks, how it feels, how it'll flow, and how the music sound will lay with you. They only care about maximizing the profit. Maximize profit, reduce expenses. Maximize profit, reduce expenses. That is the whole entire corporate mantra. They don't care about research and development. They don't care about street teams and all of those things. Their job, as any of these label heads will always see, no matter what business it is, y'all, will be maximize and gain as much money and shoot up the profitability. That's the game. When you go to food, cuisines, art, teachings, you can't structure it that way. When we say it doesn't feel the same, what we're saying is the process of what it takes to develop art has been stripped. Art has been stripped of its natural connotation. Art can't be muzzled in one way. It can be cultivated, but you must allow the artist to have the freedom. Art in its essence must go against the grain. It must be different. It must be uncontrolled. It must be push the limits. If an artist has to follow the rubric of something to create something, you won't have anything different. That is the phase we are in a lot of our segmentations in America. Right now, America is too corporate. America's always been a business, true, but we need a landscapes of more small businesses. Right now, the small business wave in America is what's causing the suffering. It is. It's what's causing the suffering. Check your inbox, Mike. I already said it to you. It's what's causing the suffering. It's what's causing the issues. It's what's causing the stagnation. It's what's causing the problems. It's what we see, and we see in all the problems. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and tell my dog to y'all. So when we see the problems of the issues we see today, right? I want y'all to think about something. Most of the problems we see in America come from two issues. You know what the issues are? The issues are that we have mismanaged our innovation. We have moved all of our creative people to go on the outside. We have leaned too far into what it takes to make it consistent, and we have shortcutted the artwork and the process it takes to get there. I know. When you say that, King Crowder, what do you mean? Follow me. Music back in the day had a certain way of hitting the streets and making sure we develop it, right? And I'm going to definitely let Mike come up in a little bit to chime in on that. Music had to be heard, watched, observed, listened to, processed, thought about, mentioned, developed, cultivated, worked upon, championed. All of that start in the process. That's what it takes to make a record. We've essentially stripped it all down. Remember, we stripped down what it takes to get a record, develop it, make it poppin', and we stripped down the constant effort and what it takes to be an artistry. Why has that worked and hindered us? We saw it affect us in music, education, and even food. I don't know if you're a food person like that, ladies and gentlemen, but if you go out to any of these damn restaurants now, some of them may have different menus. Some of them may have different parts that they like and what they go to, but I'm telling you, it's no creativity to it. You get more creativity being home, developing the food, learning the food, understanding the food, taking a position what the food is standing for, listening to what the food is talking about. You will get more creative side on that end. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to think about what it means, what it stands for. Use your own judgment. What do you see? Whenever I come out here in this world and I experiment now, I can tell a corporate establishment is involved. I saw a crazy stat this week, y'all. 90% of all restaurants stop at Office Restaurant Depot to get their food now. Think about that for a second. That's why the food tastes the same. That's why the menus look the same. That's why it all tastes the same. These small business ventures that we had at one point in time are not actively involved like they once did. What it do, Mike? You don't.
What's up, T?
What's good with you, baby? We don't get to see it, Mike. We don't get to see it. My dog, he must have logged off on accident. He'll be right back, y'all, to get his take. But what we struggle with, ladies and gentlemen, is how that will continue to hinder us. The creativity is what we're missing. The lack of having it long term is what we're missing. In actuality, that is all we discuss and talk about in the active nature. Let me get my dog on stage. You back in, man. From that video, good, man. You good, man. From that video, you saw Mike a big grip when he talked about the lack of creativity in the artwork and how music is soulless now, Mike. What is your thoughts on it, fam? I know you got to listen to it a little bit, man.
Bro, music is so soulless because the machine is behind it. Like you were saying, you had a great point, Terrell. You were saying, "Hey, it's structured. We're not letting artists be an artist." I have been in a situation where I have engineered and mixed and mastered a real album. It would have took people back, right? A big artist in Virginia got the album and they put it on the shelf.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not what they're looking for right now. It was very life conscious, self conscious, positive. Not what they're looking for.
Wow. So when they hear that, what does the term "put it on the shelf" mean? Mike, break that down for the people that don't know.
On the shelf is literally what it sounds like. You have a product, it's amazing, and you shelf it for a later date or a never date. You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
Can you
Wow.
imagine? I've submitted so much good music and either jealousy or hatred for the person, or just it's not that person's time, right? We're gonna work on another artist and we're gonna work on somebody else that is their time. Next time will be your time, and next time never comes. You know what I'm saying?
I do, man. We have a comment, Mike. Everything has been taken over, controlled by the elite. They put all the chemicals and everything. We have taken everything back from the Rockefellers. I've heard my boy Mike. It's Mike's lane right there. And I agree, man. I agree. We have seen a strong pivot. I do believe the mass pivot is because small business is not as strong as they were. I really do, Mike. We were the corporate babies, Mike. Remember that? We were pushed to go to damn corporate. That's what we were pushed to.
But also, you got to think about it. The music industry is trying to continue their grip and grasp on the culture, right? We got a lot of artists doing United Masters. We got a lot of artists being independent. We got a lot of artists that are taking it upon themselves, using the analytics from their streams on Spotify and things of that nature to create an independent environment where they don't need the label. So the label is, of course, always been the pushers of what it is that they want. But now more than ever, if you're giving out money, it's gonna be what you want regardless.
100% fact. Shout out to my dog, Mike, for that beautiful end. What it is, Mike.
Hey,
And
first of
people that's watching us, fam.
New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy
Bob.
New Year 2026, dog. We back in. We got motion, Mike. You see the new setup. I don't know if you've seen adjustments. I told Mike we updating little by little, man. Little by little. We almost there, gang. We almost there. So, man, Mike, I don't know if y'all pay attention, y'all. You know 2026 is a hell of a political year. Shout out to you, baby. Hayward. Make sure you subscribe and tap in, baby. Always live on Sunday. So, it's getting so dangerous in these streets, y'all, that we got to pay attention to what the coach is saying. Right now, if you are from the state of Florida, tap in and tell me where you're from. James Fishburne argues that Byron Donald shouldn't be offended by the slave. He calls him a tether. Oh shit! You got congressmen calling foreign backgrounds a tether. The leading candidates continue to target on an incendiary statement from his opponent. The Republican nominee for governor continued to defend by his rhetoric, Mike, on an interview saying, but Republican Byron Donald shouldn't be offended by the word slave. His inserts were not enslaved to America. Byron Donald is a tether. He is not a black American. So when he cries over the last couple of weeks about the slave and Israel comments, Mike, how can you be a slave to anything when your ancestors ain't from here, Mike? Your
100%.
families are foreigners. Mike, are we seeing a shift in culture as we speak? James Fishback taught a black immigrant a tether, Mike, on national TV.
Bro, that's mad. First of all, to call somebody a tether is mad. Wow.
Mike, you know the one question I keep asking everybody, Mike, did he lie? Don't forget, Mike, Byron Donald was the one that said, I don't agree with reparations, Mike. Don't forget, that's that same gentleman, Mike, that was on that panel. So
The
did
chickens,
James go ahead?
as Malcolm X would say, the chickens are coming home to roost. And I love it. And I love it. Because what go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead, Fab. You cooking. You cooking.
The chickens are coming home to roost because one, you cannot be the way that you are and expect that you ain't gonna get shot with the gun, bro. Like the shots are gonna come your way. The white people have been letting us know all 2025 they not fucking with that token shit at all, at all. So don't be yourself. Be yourself, bro. The one thing I learned in life is if you authentically yourself, nobody can check that. It's a rarity. It's a rare thing. So yes, tether. To call somebody a tether in public is crazy though, bro. That's crazy, insane work.
Mike, is he not listening to the black media though? That's the one thing I want him to know, Mike. He tapped in, ain't
He 100% locked in. He true to it, not new to
he?
it.
Mike, so we gotta first off give the brother a round of applause, Mike, for standing on business by his comments. But number one, Mr. Donald, when you said all that anti-reparations comments, you gotta stand on your own. Mike, ain't nobody else supporting you out here, brother. When you said what you said in front of those people and said, I'm not getting it because I don't qualify, you damn right. So when James Fishback on your neck, Mike, belt to ass, calling you a tether on live TV and all the black folks like this, me and Mike on live on Sunday like this, you can't be mad, boy.
Bro, no, you gotta own it. You gotta own it, bro. You first of all, you speaking on African American business. You speaking on the things that are needed to that you don't understand, bro. You
Facts.
speaking on it.
Facts, Mike. And I've been telling everybody, Mike, we had a meetup this weekend and people were asking me what I thought about the culture and everything I see going on, Mike. And my response, it may sound insensitive, y'all. Sit down. Sit down, people. It may sound insensitive. The Trump train is already out the gate. Mike, the Trump train is already out the gate. What are we talking about? Why are we shocked, Mike? When we can get on national TV and take a president and say, we run your shit now, what do you expect to happen, Mike?
Bro, we in some real scary times.
Mike, why are we, as Mike said, the chickens have come home to roost.
Bro, let me break it down to you what is
Go ahead. Keep cooking.
Bro, this was the biggest political move that you could possibly make in the time that is going on. A lot of us don't understand that the BRIC, which is a new world currency that is trying to go against the dollar, is being established. The American dollar is not what it used to be, and we all know it. However, what we have to understand about Venezuela is that Venezuela has over 303 billion. Venezuela has 303 billion barrels of oil. What they have the largest oil reserves in the world, and what Venezuela was doing before the United States just jumped in and snatched their leader was they began to sell their oil in from the Chinese yuan. I think that's how that is pronounced, but they began to start selling their oil for different currencies. Now, this is problematic due to the simple fact that oil is specifically purchased in US dollar. We are the standard and we are the currency that oil is purchased in, which helps our economy. Them putting the Chinese yuan first and selling oil in the Chinese yuan will devastate the United States economy within time. So Trump made a boss political move, snatched up their president, and took control of 303 billion barrels of oil. That equates to over $12.7 trillion in profit.
Mike, my one question I've been asking everybody, Mike, and let me give a shout out to my dog, Mike, for beautifully explaining political, what's it called, Mike, when you can do it overseas? God, it's on my tip of my tongue, Mike. What are you talking about? What's it called? Overseas negotiation. Mike knows what it's called. It'll come to me, y'all. I apologize. Mike explained it very well. And what he said was accurate. But you know what I got to say, Mike? It may be politically incorrect. This is good. Why?
No, I'm gonna tell you why it's not good.
Hear me out. Go ahead.
Go first. You go first, and I'll rebuttal.
It's good, Mike, because he been showing you who he was. Motherfuckers think it's a game out here. Everybody thought when the man be talking, Mike, he spun the block. What about Letitia James, Mike? Fannie Willis, he been running wild. He been deporting. Oh, now it's too far. It wasn't too far when he said what he said.
Facts.
Where's the line, Mike? If y'all don't want to draw the line, if we keep acting like things is just okay, Mike, if you can get on air, talk crazy, say this, Mike, put the police in neighborhoods, Mike, where's the line?
Bro, this has to be the line, because not only this is probably the most reckless thing he has done thus far, bro. This is on the verge of World War III. And I'm gonna tell you why. One, two reasons. Venezuela's allies, one, are Russia, and two, China, and three, North Korea. Those are the people that hang out with Venezuelan president. So ultimately, we just pulled the I got the big dick card. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's extremely scary because you pulling out I got the big dick card against three countries that don't give a fuck. Like, nigga, World War III doors, strap on your boots, get your food ready, start stocking up. Who knows what this is gonna go to? It's bad. Simple fact that he has so far politically that, first of all, I could assume that checks and balances were supposed to be in place. It is an active act of war that you go to another country, blow up their shit, and snatch their president, bro.
Standing on business.
Mad wow. It's a mad wild thing to do. It's a mad wild thing to do. And it's crazy because it's like, bro, you gotta ask permission to do shit like that. The military, and I was talking to my father, he's a military vet. And so shout out to Pops. But I was talking to my father, the generals in the military have the right to say, hey bro, we not fucking with that. No one said it. No one. No one said, hey, nah, dog. Can't do that, Mr. President. That for national security, that puts our country in a very dangerous position.
Mike, they are all on the Trump wave. That's why I keep playing that damn Trump, that train, Mike. They are all in agreement.
But
Go ahead before I cook.
I'm gonna tell you why it's good as well, though. Y'all niggas better watch out for all these stocks that's about to pop off and make people millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires.
Ooh, Hawassa said a great point, Mike. The country celebrated too, Mike. They did.
Yes, I mean dictatorship is always fucked up, but
right.
Yeah, they're celebrating now, but I mean the devil you know is better than the devil you don't.
True. Let me respond to you, Mike. Mike has put up a 10,000 feet lens, and he is absolutely correct about how dangerous ground this is. But Mike, if I'm Trump, y'all, if you don't know history, what is two things that are great for the economy, Mike? You ready?
War.
A natural disaster and war. If I can start a war right now, Mike, and get people fighting, you know how good that'll be for the U.S. economy?
Great.
Remember, he is playing, absolutely, mess up another world, absolutely, brother. He is playing the long game, Mike. If I can start a minor war, Mike, and get this economy rolling in my lifetime, Mike, will his name not be in the rafter for the greatest president ever? Remember, Mike, he chasing history.
Yes, his name would be in the Raptors as the greatest president ever. But I'm gonna tell you what this is gonna trickle down to. It's gonna be another Afghanistan. It's gonna be another 20.
Mike, he don't care about that. Remember, Mike, but they don't care about that. 20. Mike, as long as I get the economy better, remember, Mike, you thinking like an intelligent person, Mike. I'm thinking like somebody I want my family's legacy to be solidified.
I mean, well, theoretically speaking, coming from using my brain, this is probably the only move that we could have pulled.
What is the other move, Mike?
Because if you didn't pull that move, then the economy would be some bullshit by tomorrow.
Mike, and remember, Mike, he is chasing. We got to understand who we're dealing with. Trump is legacy built. Mike, remember the Trump buildings? He wants his last name. Y'all got to remember the psychological aspect, y'all. Let's dive into it. His last name means something. It's already president. The last name we know, Mike, is, felony. If I want to get those off my name, what do? I save the U.S. economy. I did something that they didn't want to do. I made oil, Mike. If he made oil go to a glass go to $1.25, Mike, they ain't gonna be screaming his name.
100% screaming.
They ain't gonna be saying, Mike, he the greatest president ever. If gas goes to 125 and I got the economy booming.
Let me give you this caveat: if he can take control and do this, and no one does a thing, great person. And I mean, no one. I mean, our allies. I mean, our enemies are in check, and it just goes on that we just basically did what we did to Iraq and Noriega. You know what I'm saying? Like this is, and you know what's crazy? I was looking at something. The exact day that they took the Venezuelan president was the exact same day they took Noriega, but I want to say 30 years later.
No pushback, Mike. No pushback. I don't think none of this stuff is unplanned. And like you said, Mike, for none of the generals to push back, they agree with it.
We just attacked them. Like
Mike, they agree with it.
Yeah. Hey, bro. And I mean, at the very worst, right? What's gonna happen? Trump gonna be like, all right, okay, cool. I've been in the military years, and I've been an established leader in the military. Cool. But the thing that bothers me the most, Terrell, is that not no Democrat. Where Jasmine Crockett at? Where she at?
Mike, can I? Mike, you see Trump putting them charges on people. You sure you want to say something?
Bro, I mean, if he get
what do you do to Fannie Willis, Mike? What do you do, Letitia James? Oh, you got that property in Norfolk?
Right.
We coming to get that. Mike, do you say something?
But at what point, bro? At what point do like it's crazy how far that we're willing to allow him to go. It's
Mike, you see he spins the block, Mike. You remember he ain't letting shit slide.
Bro, somebody gotta have some nuts and don't care about the consequences.
I agree with you, fam. I agree with you. Do you think Trump will get us deployed? Absolutely. If I'm him, all the young men have no jobs in this country. Y'all remember, what jobs does an 18-year-old man have in this country right now, ladies and gentlemen? Think about it, Mike. What job do they have, Mike? What's their job opportunity? What's their prospects?
Amazon.
That's it, Mike. Name another one.
McDonald's and all that.
Mike, name another. An 18-year-old man. What's a way to get this damn economy stimulated? For the next 5 years, I want all 18-year-olds. Don't forget, Mike, if you a street ninja in the street, you going to war. Okay. If you got that switch, you going to war. If you out here fighting or in prison, you on the front line. That's a strategy I would use. You already like guns. You already like the philosophy.
Right.
Absolutely. I believe we're in World War III. Remember, y'all, you got to think like he think. I'm chasing legacy. I got to fix this economy. If he fixes this economy, y'all, is he not the greatest president that ever lives?
100%. He actually does declassify weed. He's on the way to being
right. Now, I free Wayne. I decriminalized the laws. I gave y'all money. I gave y'all a stimulus check. Is he not chasing I fixed the economy.
I mean, the world as this political move that he made, I'm not gonna lie, that was ballsy and boss. Like
Mike, he is chasing legacy.
But he's already accomplished it if you think about what he did, bro. He took control of 303 billion barrels of oil, bro. That's checkmate. Because if you think about it, right, we get oil from the Arabic nations, right? The Emirates and the Saudis. A lot of people don't understand that Venezuela has 20% of the world's whole entire world oil reserve, bro. The largest reserve.
And Mike, let's not forget, you're going to destabilize them as well. That's the other check move Mike mentioned.
They're going to destabilize, and I promise you, bro, it's going to be business opportunities, and people are going to be making millions. It's going to be because now we're going to have tech companies going to Venezuela. We're going to is under American control, and that's scary, bro, because one, for sure, they don't have the infrastructure or military to fight back. So it's a bully move. Two, the allies that they do have, bro, the question is, are these niggas willing to really do it? Like, you know what I'm saying? What it really boils down to is Putin and Zhao Jing or whatever the Chinese nigga name is, and Kim Jong Un, cause it's gonna be catastrophic on every side, right? Are they willing to go that far?
Y'all ever thought about any other foot like possibly yin to yang? I agree. I think you bring up a great point, brother. But I would also bring up this point. Remember, y'all, if anybody attacks the United States, you gotta be ready to defend yourself. And remember, Mike, China has 1 billion people. You know what nobody talks about, Mike? With that, that's 1 billion breakfasts. That's 1 billion people to feed for lunch. That's 1 billion people to feed for dinner.
That's a
Mike,
billion healthcare and all that.
Mike, it seems like everything is all right. We don't know what's going on over there, Mike. Imagine feeding 1 billion people a day, y'all. We don't know their internal problems. We don't know.
That's
I like the thought about all angles. You're on point, brother. That's what we're here to do, man. Give a balanced perspective, man. Thank you for chiming in. We're going to keep the channel moving for the night, Mike. And I want to hear your perspective. Hey, y'all stay in with me. Mike, Rich Paul, LeBron's agent, mega agent, has a podcast. I love his takes, Mike. I want to hear both of y'all perspective. Number one, does Rich Paul need to shut up, or is he speaking facts right here?
Back to North Carolina, etc.
Right.
He comes Carolina
with the powder blue. Yeah.
It was only, by the way, back then it was only 3 colorways, and so if you bought a pair of shoes. But here's the other thing: people didn't buy MJs because they wanted to be just like Michael Jordan. That was half of the people, half of the consumers. You know what the other half was? They wanted to be like Max, who had the BMW and the cute girl that had on Michael Jordan.
Sure.
So now,
the influencers.
if you get both of those consumers, you have the entire market share.
facts.
Interesting.
Because
so you have to have the elite athlete that's different.
Mike, all the people tapping in, thank you, brother, man. We appreciate you calling us enlightening. That's what we do it for, baby. We do it for you to teach and to also give perspective on politics, culture, and relationships. So keep on tapping in with us. Mike, your thoughts on Rich Paul's subject and what he's talking about on the shoe wave and why it has died down. Go.
One thing for sure, 2 things for certain. It's died down a little, but niggas is still waiting in line for Jordans, bro. And what he said is correct. You have 2 people buying Jordans: the people that want to be like Mike, and the other people that want to be like the guy that's in their neighborhood that got everything, right? That's 100% correct. But we have to listen to Rich Paul, and I don't care if you're talking about whatever it is that he's talking about. You have to look at his legacy. You have to look at what he has done for LeBron. He has turned LeBron from a high school basketball player to a $1 billion brand. That's not a small feat whatsoever. Also just brokered a lifetime deal, $1 billion deal with Nike to have LeBron have a lifetime shoe deal. Michael Jordan has a lifetime shoe deal, and the money that he amassed from his lifetime shoe deal wasn't $1 billion up front. And and the lifetime came later on in life. LeBron has the deal immediate. So is he the GOAT or not? But but back to my point though. Anybody like Rich Paul that has been able to do something like that, I think it is worth listening to 100%.
Shout out to my dog, Mike. Beautifully said. For me, Mike, the one thing that Rich Paul hit on, and I agree with you, and I'm going to say one thing that shoe culture has a problem with right now is the price. It has become too unaffordable to get sneakers all the time. That's the main issue, Mike. $230 for a pair of shoes and you have kids is unreasonable.
It's very unreasonable, and I tell you, if everybody took the approach that Shaq took, it would be even better. Shaq has sold over 1 billion shoes. 1 billion. 1,000 of anything is a lot, but Shaq has been able to amass wealth and sell shoes at an affordable price. Now, we already know the people in China have already told us that you're making our Jordans for pennies on the dollar, and it only takes at least probably $25 to make the shoe. You would make profit if you sold the shoe for 75 to $100.
I do have to ask the question though, Mike. The cultural statement that Jordan's done Can that be replicated with any athlete in the future?
Only a few. Only a few. LeBron being one of them, and I don't see anybody outside of LeBron. Maybe Ja Morant, but it's too soon to.
I think he's trying to go on too street with it, Mike. He has the social cachet, but he's not as good. If he was good like Iverson and had that, it's one thing, but you got to be good, brother. He doesn't do it on the court, Mike. That's his problem.
Only other person I could think is Steph, right? Or Kyrie. However, I think it's too late in the game for Steph. Steph had the Under Armour deal. You had a football for you. It didn't work out in your best interest or favor. It was decent, but ain't nobody really buying Under Armour basketball shoes like that, right? It wasn't a sexy shoe. It wasn't a sexy shoe. I wouldn't have wore the shoe at all. And I'm an avid shoe head. Now, to answer your question, I think it would be extremely hard to amass what Michael Jordan has done. I think, honorable mention, but he got to get a little bit nicer. KD has great shoes.
Mike, hold on. My man is on point tonight. What happened to all those unsold Yeezy? That's a Fendi fact.
Also, all unsold Yeezys went to third world countries.
I would point something out, Mike, and I'm going to be controversial, y'all. Boo me now. I don't know if Steph ever could have done it, Mike, because Steph seems like he's distanced from most black people problems. That makes sense?
Yes.
He seems safe. What is Steph's political stance? What black issue has he spoke on? LeBron seems like he's us. Steph has done everything to come across as safe.
Right.
And I hate to say it, it would hurt him as far as mass appeal. When I think of Steph, y'all, what I think of is I'm not black, I'm OJ.
Facts. Is he's not gonna make any waves on anything that he stands on.
Maybe he's distracted with his wife. You terrible, D. That's cold blooded right there.
Yo. yo.
They
Hey,
own it, Mike. They disrespectful tonight, but facts too, Mike. Facts.
I don't think that's a liability. We need to talk about assets and liability. And Aisha Curry is a liability right now. No brand is gonna want that type of drama. She's an unhappy woman with the God fearing man.
Ask away, brother. You can always ask a serious question. Well, I gotta say, Mike, if your lady on open TV saying I don't feel attractive to Jada Pinkett Smith, my boy.
Bro, Jada Pinkett the op. So if my shorty,
Yeah, but your wife sat down with her, Mike, and she felt comfortable enough to say that.
uh, Steph ain't doing it right, because my lady would never go on TV and complain about anything, nigga.
Bruh,
We're perfect. We're perfect in the eyes of the public. So,
I
so
agree. I agree, Mike. I just think for her to do that as far as brand deals and him having that allure, I don't think he could ever, player-wise, Mike, yes. Socially and what has happened, you
like
know
I
what
said,
I'm saying?
the only realistic person that can do what Jordan has done in the shoe category is LeBron. And I've owned some LeBron shoes, but I'm not really much of a fan of LeBron shoes.
Yeah. I feel like LeBron's shoes cost too much too, Mike. Can we keep it 100, Mike?
It is, right? For what it is.
You know what I mean? He always was a little price high. He was. And you know, I love Bron, Mike, but he been a little price high. He has. He has. And we just address the real subjects when they come about, man. On to our next subject. Thank y'all for tapping in. What is Mike?
They ever asked us the question?
Yeah, he did. We'll wait for him to come in. You know, he might be on the game or something. Mike, that's how you know we here. Mike, this is your lane, Mike. Mike is more my religious brother, Mike. I'm gonna let you watch the video and you gotta give your honest commentary. Fair use. Fair use. Sorry, I don't want to play the audio, Mike, because it might get a copyright strike, Mike.
Hey, this music is we don't support this music at all.
That's right. Well, Mike, I just want you to see it. This is a pastor and a first lady, Mike.
All praise to the new choice.
Everybody about the dress, maybe from the angles that we're looking. Okay. I see what everybody was complaining about now.
All right, Mike, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Can your pastor, do y'all, boy, come in here, Mike, before we get, do y'all ever see a point in the future where the racial issues can transform into money and class issue like race against there? Yes, but I believe the racial issues will always be first because they haven't been addressed. Mike?
I 100% agree with Terrell. The racial issues will always be prevalent because that's what they push, right? The main issue that we should pay attention to is money versus not having money, correct? But that's the dominant issue. The sub issue that is more prevalent is race. And I'm gonna tell you why. They don't want us like they want to divide us, right? But dividing us by race is more prevalent because it's more controllable. Dividing us by money, well, yes, you have rich niggas, yes, you have poor niggas. We're not even looking at the wrongfulness of not having money, right? Because when you have money, money is black, money is white, money is green, money is purple, money is Asian, money is Spanish, right? All those subcultures can have money, but the one thing that is more prevalent is racism due to the fact it controls. It controls.
Love it, Mike. Beautiful response from my dog, Mike.
But back to the topic at hand, right? Now,
Go ahead, Mike.
and this is a first lady. Me as someone who has a degree in theology, and if I were to be a pastor, now one thing for sure, two things for certain, I'm not gonna tell my lady whatever to wear, right? That's not what we do. But your lady should have respect enough for you to not have you looking embarrassed or looking stupid. And now this brother, and then I watched some videos. This the people were disgusted on because one, you're the first lady of the church and you're representing a congregation, you're representing your husband, and you're representing yourself. The dress was a little bit too revealing for me, and I wouldn't want my wife and or first lady of our church to wear something like that. However, that's me. I'm a little old school. I'm somebody because I do believe women should be able to wear whatever they're comfortable with wearing. However, if you respect me enough as my wife, one, and as the first lady, two, you're not gonna wear a see-through dress to anything. Tell your audience, and man, I just feel like the dress you was itching to put the dress on, and that wasn't the place. Like, what I'm saying?
I'm going to give the uncultured version, Mike. If I go inside of a damn church and the first lady got on a new dress with the pastor, I'm going. Mike is giving the inside perspective. Let me tell y'all something. There is something that should not be worn by somebody in a certain position. She is in a position of power, representing symbolism for what ladies are supposed to be like. I'm not telling you what you should wear, but you are a first lady married to a pastor. What the hell? You should know that's not important. Are we going to Magic City or are we going to a church conference?
Right.
Look what you got on. Do you want to be represented that way? Do you want to be seen and viewed as the person that's making fun of him? We already know the brother got accusation and different things going on, Mike. He got a lot of stuff under his name. Why you ain't flying the radar? Why do you want to be seen? I saw his response, brother. It don't matter what that is about the other way. What we are saying right now is that y'all look crazy.
Crazy, bro.
People don't take the church serious based off how y'all acting. People don't take religion serious based off that, Mike. They just don't. And y'all got to understand you are a representation of that. If I got a little girl, if I got a family and I see my first lady dressed like that, I ain't going back. What the hell?
Oh, but we have also gotten away from what church really is. We've gotten away from what we all are truly put here on earth for. The only thing that we're put here on earth for, bro, is to deliver the word of God to people that are unbelievers, right? That's the only mission. Wearing stuff like that is not the mission. That is not going to bring people closer to Christ. And I'm not judging her, bro, but like time and place. There's a time and a place.
Mike, we got to judge her. They judge people, Mike.
Facts.
We gotta stop that, Mike. We judge it because y'all judge people. Let's keep it funky, and I respect it, Mike. You judge, and I get it. But you get pastor. Stop trying to act like, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh.
And it was more so she probably was like, you better ride for me, nigga. Like bro, the respect as my woman, the respect as my woman, I know for a fact is not going to leave the house a certain way because she represents me and whatever I may represent. So
Mike, what was the point of the dress? That's what I want to know. What were you trying to give off?
You know what bothers me though? That his response was everybody's talking about her dress and not talking about the $4 million that she raised for the United Negro College Foundation. Bro, we can't focus on the $4 million because your wife's showing her body and she's the pastor's wife.
You know what that's called? That's called a pivot to get away from the issue. Look at that, Mike. Let's do it together. You pivoted the conversation, bro. The conversation, okay, Negro College Fund. Okay, we get congratulations. Niggas ain't on college right now. You sound tone deaf. Number one. Number two, bro. Do you think that was appropriate?
Time and place, bro. And we have gotten away from that, bro, because we're making everything about ourselves. You weren't thinking about the United Negro College Fund when you wore that dress.
Come on, Mike. Would you wear it to a college campus?
I just don't understand why you are the pastor's wife and you're showing your body like that.
I want attention. I am not happy. Come on, Mike.
Facts.
You seeking other opportunities out here because y'all got something going on. Oh, we ain't supposed to talk about it, Mike. We good. No, y'all not. Because you wouldn't dress like that if y'all was good, Mike. Your lady ain't gonna dress like that. She ain't coming out the crib looking crazy like that, Mike. Let's stop playing the game. Let's stop playing the fool now. You dress like that when you seeking something.
And you're not getting what you're seeking from home.
Come on, Mike. That's the only reason why. All that other flim flam, yim yam, I don't give a damn about that. Y'all lying. Period. We had 3 comments, Mike. Yes, they're trying to say the color lines. All Americans say, hey, y'all can't control us anymore. That's a fact. The ones that control keep us at each other instead of them, and the churches have been breached. Big facts on it. My brother chiming in with us, Mike.
The devil is in the church so hard right now, bro. And what makes it so bad? The church has never been a building. The church is within you.
Absolutely, Mike. I agree. I agree with Mike. Like I said, you seeing them publicly defend that stuff. And like I said, we're not bashing the church, man. But if I got a pastor right here is defending that, and instead of saying, you know what, baby, that was kind of inappropriate. Y'all ain't even got the toneness to say, nah. What's the difference between that and going to the club tonight, Mike? What's the difference between that and going out? What's the difference?
But I really don't think a fundraiser gala was and all y'all that hyped her up, shame on you. All y'all that was like, all y'all that was at the gala and was like, girl, that's a bad dress. Shame on you.
Shame on you. It's inappropriate, Mike. Facts on that. In the words, Mike, let me go ahead as we keep cooking tonight, y'all. And I'm going to go ahead and play Mike's response. Mike gave a great response. I do have a video, Mike, so you can hear it before Mike gives his response. I'm going to let Mike close that segment on out. Fair use.
The other day, the internet went crazy about a dress my wife had on. Now, they didn't say anything about the $4 million that was raised for the United Negro College Fund. They never mentioned that she prayed until heaven came down. But insecure, jealous, petty, small-minded people got in their feelings and set up a false barometer of holiness based off of a dress. The dress was not see-through. The dress was flesh color. I need to set the record straight. I bought the dress. And I like it. I don't care whether you like it or not. She ain't mad to y'all. She mad to me. If you wanted a first lady that looked like Little House on the Prairie and Holly Hobbie, you got the wrong church. I wanted a wife I would rush home to, that I wanted to be excited to see. When we walked in there, I said, shake it fast, watch yourself.
A video sometimes is worth 1,000 words, Mike. Your words when you hear a pastor talk like it on the stand.
As a man of God, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, bro. You're leading people to hell with the actions that you are taking, and I cannot appreciate it, and I cannot be a part of it. One thing for sure, two things for certain: when you take the altar of pastor, you're taking everybody's life that is under your voice, everybody that watches your videos, everybody that participates in any type of way in your ministry. You taking all their lives with you under your leadership. It doesn't matter if the dress was flesh colored or see through. The appropriateness and the mantle that you have as pastor and first lady should be more important than any type of fashion statement that you are particularly trying to convey. And if that's what you like, great. You can be a beautiful first lady and dress accordingly and appropriately. I have seen it in the church a million times. But the dress is you're drawing more attention away from what it is that you're trying to do. The first order of business is delivering souls. And why are you delivering souls in a dress looking like that? Secondly, you were at a fundraiser gala. Yes, you bought the dress, but once again, time and place. And the fact that you had to get up somewhere and defend is the simple fact that the dress should have never been worn in the first place because time and place. If it was the right time and the right place, you would not have to get up there and say anything about it at all. Lastly, respect for yourself, respect for the mantle of being first lady and pastor should be ultimately the first thing, and respect Lord should ultimately be the first thing that you think of when doing anything. And it just was tasteless. It was extremely tasteless. It's a time and a place for everything. That dress could have been beautiful somewhere else, but not worn. And you have the mantle of first lady and pastor, and I'm pretty sure it said that on your placard, Pastor and Mrs. So and so.
Yeah, they could have said something, but the word of God instead of talk about themselves. Facts right there, Mike. Shout out to my dog, Mike. Mike, you cooked that segmentation, Mike, to get you more triggered, man. If y'all don't know, my boy Mike, man. Mike, I'm going to get you more triggered right quick, Mike. Are you ready?
I'm ready, bro.
As HBCU graduates, y'all, I got to let Mike see it, and we just got to talk about it accordingly, Mike. Latin, Lambda Theta Alpha Latin Incorporated, Mike. If you do not know, I'm playing this video for Mike because Mike was in the band at Hampton. Mike is a musical genius, guru. Mike, how triggered were you when you saw that damn video?
Fried beans and the potato salad. Hey, not at all, because thing that for sure, two things for certain. What is it? Imitation is the best form of flattery, right?
Mm-hmm.
One thing we have to know that the Divine Nine, the Black Greek organization, has put footprints in the sand for those people of other ethnic cultures who follow suit. Um, I personally, I'm not offended, and I celebrate it, but I also would say, put your own spin on it. Like if you're gonna borrow something, which most cultures do, and it's okay, put your own spin on it, make it yours, and to the young ladies that was doing it, do it with confidence. You were doing it half-assed. The one thing I learned in the band at Hampton University and at a HBCU, we don't do anything half-assed, and you motherfuckers was half-assing that stroll. Golly. There, act like you want to do it. Act like you didn't get your ass beat. Maybe, hey, I don't know. Hazing is a big thing, but if you got your ass beat for them letters, you might have did it a little bit better. That's all I'm saying. And I don't know.
For me, Mike, what got me the most is they don't never do it with their culture. It's imitated everything with us. Why are y'all playing Dunk If You Buck at Nebraska University at a Latin stroll? What are y'all doing? It's to the point, Mike, that it's almost cringy.
It was.
If you would have played your music, Mike, y'all would have sauced it and did y'all thing on up. We would have liked it. But when you remix using our culture, the music, everything, and it comes across as flat, it's almost, that's where the people look at you like, what are y'all doing? Facts. It's like, it's not imitation, Mike. It's like disrespect almost. You make sense what I'm saying, family?
It would have been better if they would have had their heart in it.
Yes.
And they
again, Mike, y'all in Nebraska playing Nuck If You Buck. Could you play Nuck If You Buck anywhere else in Nebraska? Just saying. I mean, no disrespect to the home of Bud Taylor and the home of people of Malcolm X. So many people on autopilot. Yes, it was cringy. It was cringy. It was cringy. That's the main thing. It was cringy, Mike, to see it. I mean, just seeing it, man. So many people was on autopilot. It was cringy. If it was effort, like Mike said, and energy, and we actually liked it, we would have stood on business and said, yeah. But you get in there, and it's just like, what the hell are y'all doing? I mean, for real, Mike. We know we saw a documentary of Diddy early this year, y'all. As quiet as it's kept, it's surviving Drake on the way. Drake and Stake on an online gambling platform, including streamer Aiden Ross, has been sued in a federal RICO act. Alleges Drake and other names have been using the tipping feature on Stake among money munching each other and artificially inflating its numbers across music stream, across platforms, Mike. Somebody said something to Mike that really got me going. Drake, The Weeknd, Taylor Swift are top tier artists, correct?
Correct.
The Weeknd, Taylor Swift do stadium. Drake do arenas. How is the numbers so the same then? That made me think, Mike. I'm not a music head like Mike. But if you are up there with The Weeknd, Taylor Swift, why don't y'all do the same venues? Is he botting that much, Mike? Did Kendrick say the truth that we didn't know? Kendrick did stadium tour his last go around.
Well, I don't know, bro, because I think Drake could do a stadium and sell it out. Still. With all the bullshit and like the fuckery that's been going on, I 100% think that he hasn't lost it 100%, and that he's still, because he ain't about to be playing no new music. The new music is trash.
True.
All the Drake, all the Drake that we know of, that shit still ride.
It's true. I ain't pushing back on that, Mike. But these lawsuits are adding up, Mike. That money ain't gonna get low. You involved in another lawsuit, Mike? Now you involved in the RICO or financial crimes?
But
are we seeing? I mean, it's only a matter of time till we hear an allegation, Mike. You know, I mean, Drake been a lover boy for years.
I'm gonna tell you where it's coming from. You're going up against big industry music, big music industry. It's not gonna be, and what you said and what you did is not gonna be served back with a slap on the wrist. You know what I'm saying? You put your foot in your mouth and spoke up against them people, and also did just a bunch of lame shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you got to understand who you're dealing with. Like, the people that run the music industry are not very forgiving people at all. No matter how big you are, and no matter, Terrell, you say this all the time. No one is bigger than the program.
Ain't nobody bigger than the program, bro. I just think it was very ironically to see Drake doing that, Mike. It was eye-opening to me. And like I said, that RICO, nobody's talking about it, Mike. You know, we address all things all the time, but I'm kind of shocked it flew under the radar. It's like, bro, that's a big thing, Mike, to be in a gambling accusation already.
But that
crime?
That shit is for real what he's doing.
Right. And that's attached to your name. And like I said, Mike, the money got to be low because, I mean, you in album mode, you still creating. It's like obviously you ain't got no investments lined up for real.
Facts.
So, like I said, Mike, another great topic tonight, Mike. Not to punch down on our brothers and sit. They gave him the panda eye. They don't give him the panda eye. Facts, though. Facts. Y'all, we always hear the greatness, Mike, and I'm not punching down, but we got to talk about it. Nigeria this week had the heavyweight champion of the world, Joshua, get in a car accident, Mike, and there were no paramedics available to help this brother. We always hear about the most doctors and things going on in this country. I'm not punching down, but we got to talk about this video I saw because it was disheartening, Mike, of Sutton Perry, the area. Pay attention, Mike. And for y'all not to know, that trash in the middle, Mike, is water.
I was hoping that wasn't water.
That was water, Mike. My question is this, y'all. We always hear them getting at us Black Americans, always talking greasy online, Mike, the most smartest, the most doctors. A, how the hell does a heavyweight champion get in a car accident and does not have an ambulance service to get him? And B, if all of these issues are going on there, why are y'all coming to other countries instead of working on home, man? Seriously, Mike, all them damn podcasts we see with them talking, why ain't y'all fixing this stuff?
Because the American dream is so attractive.
So let me get this straight, Mike. I'm going to go to where Black Americans got it popping instead of us trying to fix the country, Mike. And I didn't know, Mike, Nigeria has 230 million people, Mike.
Wow.
Y'all can't get that thing rolling? How y'all got all these damn doctors everywhere else? Ain't no damn doctors back home?
But my question is, if you know you have somebody of that large status traveling in your country, and the call comes over the radio that this person of status has been in a car accident, and 2 people are dead, and he is injured, why wasn't that person priority? You knew he was coming to visit the country.
Mike, they didn't have enough ambulance, Mike. It's not that he didn't priority, Mike. They don't have them. Think about that, Mike. What about an average civilian to get in an accident? Y'all don't have ambulance for that? All them people you see over there, Mike, I mean, I'm just saying, y'all, you can't have doctors and don't have ambulance workers. Somebody lying. Somebody lying, Mike. Let's go and tell the truth. We address everything here. The things that need somebody lying, Mike.
Well, I guess, as you know, they need to go ahead and put that in the trade envelope and hire like Votech or something.
I'm just saying, y'all, all the talk we see on the British podcast, all the people that's talking about America, Mike, you know we get tired of hearing about the motherfuckers. Y'all need to be talking about this.
All the people that, and the one thing I've noticed, all the people that we hear and talk about America aren't they may originate from Nigeria or Africa, but don't currently live in Africa.
I'm just saying, Mike, we hear all political points and political takes. You stupid, man. The answer, Jake Paul Illuminati. You trolling. That's funny. Man, but on a serious note, though, y'all, we hear all this commentary, all this talking points, all these things. I've never heard them address this type of stuff, Mike. When I heard that, Mike, I had to go on a rabbit hole, and I was truly shocked.
And
I was shocked.
Persecuting Christians over there.
Mike, all that stuff y'all got going on. Ain't nobody building no factories back home. Ain't nobody working. Ain't nobody trying to build something up.
Ain't nobody trying to be an ambulance driver.
No, Mike. What? Jesus, like that's the. It's just when I see all the talking points, Mike, and to see that in real time, I just don't know what y'all doing. I just don't. And it's crazy to me, Mike. And as we continue to roll, Mike, man, let me go ahead and have my dog Mike chime in. Mike, can we address the elephant in the room, dog? I didn't get Mike's point on this today, y'all. They calling them the best black couple, Mike. And I started off by saying Cardi B ain't black.
Facts.
Can we say that, y'all? Stop saying she black.
And Stephon Diggs is not a good representation of anything.
Facts. And yes, Josh, yes, that's the guy that beat Jake Paul. You are correct, brother. Mike, the floor is yours, family. Stephon Diggs got 5 babies 1 year. Did Offset win? Was Cardi the problem? What was the issue, family? The floor is yours.
Right. We are, and we think just because these people are rich, just because these people are making millions, we idolize them and make them role models, right? Nobody is doing any like real character deep dives into these people. They're fucked up individuals and we're idolizing them. This man has had 5 babies in 1 year. He is not in delving deep into the black family concept at all. What he's out deep into is being, I mean, he's not a deadbeat, I guess, because he's taking care of them, but he's creating and the black family narrative, and having multiple babies at one time is crazy because you cannot be an active father for 5 kids at the same time. But to idolize Cardi B, okay, she's cool. Yes, she has some political thoughts, but to say she's the role model for the black couple is crazy. To me, I mean, I like Cardi's music and I like her as an individual, but you can't even get your own shit straight and you fucking with a nigga who is messy. That is not the ideological black couple that I would want to follow. Who are making these standards? Is it the young folks? Because if it is Terrell, we're screwed.
Facts, Mike. Well, for me, Mike, I addressed it early on this week on my TikTok, y'all, and it went viral on it, Mike. But I wanted to play it before I give my commentary.
Ignorance of the law.
Hold up.
I think it's time to admit, y'all, Offset wasn't the problem in a relationship. I know. He cheated. He did this. He was wrong. Get it. But to know that this guy has 4 babies due in 1 year, he had a chef that he was laying with while you was dating them in the crib, and they was smashing. And you was in that rotation, and you act like you didn't see any of this while it was going on, and you chose to have a baby with this brother. We got to be honest. You are equal participant in this issue, because there is no way a woman that's married that got the stuff like she got going on is dealing with a brother that was this messy. Plus, you still going to see him unless you like this behavior. I'm starting to think Offset was saying, because as bad as he did you, he never did you like this publicly. He never disrespected you, and he never had this much stuff going away like this brother do. And let me say this: you still support him and going to his games. Yeah, I'm starting to think you like this. Maybe Offset was too calm for you, because this behavior is beyond traumatic. And
Mike, for me, the point that sticks out to me, absolutely what Mike was saying was on point. We got to start acknowledging that Cardi liked this shit, Mike. You like toxic niggas. You like niggas that's digging those in. Because like I said, how are you smashing? I think it's a record relationship is set up because the Illuminati made me. I got you. I think, Mike, let's go ahead and start here, Mike. You got to like this behavior, because there's no way you cannot have ran into no other woman there. Mike, she ain't ran into nobody else. You ain't know he ain't have no kids. You ain't noticed him and the chef was smashing.
Chef ain't hit you with the dirty looks as she spitting your food.
Mike, it's too many questions. You liked it. I personally think Offset might have been calming down, and she might have wanted more of a rah-rah type of guy. That is the only answer. Because there is no way you could be a married, stable woman and wanting to have a baby in a situation like this, Mike. There's no way.
My thing is this: who love you yourself before you can love somebody else? And right now, you're not loving yourself, baby girl, because you rich, yes, you successful, but at the same time, what are you showing? Your kids gonna get older, and all this stuff on the internet can be looked up and never goes away. What example are you showing your sons, your son, to how to treat a woman, and your daughter to be treated by a man? That you wanted to leave Offset due to the fact that he was having other women, and he did. So I guess the difference to me is that Stefan Diggs is just being upfront about being a dog, and you cool with it.
So you willing to be a dog to a guy that's gonna have multiple baby mamas on you, but your husband you ain't? That still don't make sense, Mike. He ain't got no ties to you. Either way, Mike. And I want people to know something. Shout out to Shahrazad Ali. It is a difference between raising a child and maintaining a child. You can have money and maintain a child, but are you raising them spiritually, emotionally, mentally? Who's talking to him on breakfast time? Who's talking to him about lunch? Who's talking to him about school? All of those components have to be goes into what it takes to properly prepare a child. Money, like Mike said, will not do those things. It will maintain them, but you have to raise them. You have to raise, teach, coach. It is very tough to raise children. It takes a village. Where is your village if you smashing niggas and doing, hey, Mike, how? Where's your village? You go into a relationship where you know dudes smashing multiple women, Mike, and like I said, Mike, you got this many baby in 1 year, bro. You just reckless. Mike, where's his other career options, Mike? He about to go from the NFL. He older, Mike. You know that. He ain't no young cat. He 31.
Avery.
Mike, that's an old wide receiver.
Right.
31?
But you looking at it like this. He just had all these baby mamas. He just had she's not thinking smart, right? You had a baby with somebody who's on the downward slope of the NFL. I
Yes.
hope he invested his money correctly because most of them don't. And secondly, with reckless behavior of having 5 babies in 1 year, bro, child support is no hope. And the lifestyle that you need to provide for these children is always going to maintain and get greater and greater and greater. So I hope you diversified your funds and were smart. Even Cam Newton has to do these analyst jobs because he quote unquote said he had 8 or 9 kids. And the
Mike,
money ain't same no more because I ain't throwing the ball.
come on, Mike. And that's for real. And Mike, let's keep it funky. You smashing this much, bro. You ain't got no money saved up.
Bro, you smashing this much raw. That's 5 women you stuck your shit in raw. That's 5 other women that you don't know what they got going on. They may be living the lifestyle that you live in. That's 5 different people.
I went in a rabbit hole. All these celebs getting married for relevance, or is it tied to a big circus? It could be both. But at the same time, you got to remember, y'all, children are involved. Forget the celeb. That's somebody's kid. That's Mike's future kid is going to need a husband or a wife. I'm not letting them marry Cardi B's kids, Mike, with all this shit. You, Mike? No. I hate to be that way, y'all. We got to start having those type of conversations. Like, man, do you really want your kids coming up and marrying someone from this type of environment? I know it's a taboo to be discriminatory, but these are the facts we giving, man. And, man, another dish of my dog, Mike, man. You got one more in you, Mike? I know my dog look a little tired, man.
Come on with me, bro. What's up?
No, man, we got a good one, Mike. This is another one, Mike. A good take that I want you to listen to, Mike. 2 more for my dog, Mike. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Great take on this one, Mike. I got to get you on this one. Pay attention.
When you make a $367 million movie and critics and media still leave you off their year-end list.
What's good, Mike?
Ryan Coogler being snubbed is not new. He's been snubbed for over a decade, and he just keeps on winning. Fruitvale Station won Sundance. Oscars ignored it. Creed made $173 million. Stallone got the nomination and Coogler got nothing. Black Panther became the first superhero film nominated for Best Picture. Coogler was left out of Best Director. Now, Sinners, $367 million, 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, 17 Critics' Choice nominations, and it's left off the Rolling Stone and Variety's year-end list. So let's break down Ryan Coogler's independence and the asset value of building direct-to-consumer. Number 1, a part of success is about understanding trade-offs. So let's talk about the access trade-off many do not think about.
We're going to pause it right there, Mike. How does, Mike, shout out to you, Mike. I know you're used to it, family. Shout out to you. How does Ryan Coogler not get a potential nomination for Best Director for Sinners? Your take on it, family. Shout out to you, Mike. I'll see you, fam. How does that even happen?
My thing is this. Why do we keep trying to involve ourselves and be in these groups? Who is the Academy, bro? Who is these? We have never seen these niggas. They just sit at the movies at a movie theater and watch these movies and say, yes, that was the best director. Why we keep looking for the pick me? Why don't be a pick me nigga, bro? Like, if they not giving you the recognition, fuck them. Why are we even having a conversation about this nigga being snubbed? This nigga has broken multiple records and done so many amazing films, and we worried about why he didn't get nominated. Fuck the nomination. It's just a trophy at the end of the day, and it's just some random ass motherfucker saying you did a good job. We need to have more self-worth and stop trying to put ourselves in these categories and these groups of these people that don't give a shit about us, bro. Like, I just never understood why we want to be so bad acknowledged by motherfuckers that don't care. You know?
Now that it's on them rewriting history. That's a fact, Mike. But to me, y'all, I think the biggest thing is that it shows the irrelevancy of the corporate side of things. Because you have Ryan Coogler putting out banger after banger after banger, and you don't want to give him just due. If this was sports and the guy did not get an all-pro selection after he proved himself over and over, you are making your own company become irrelevant, like Mike said. But I do think it sucks that brother Mike putting out original. He ain't doing no remixes. Mike Sonners was an original film. It ain't get nominated. What? Like, it makes the Oscars, the Academy, be void.
Bro,
that's why people don't look at it in the same way.
But they've been void, bro, and that's what I want us as creatives to understand. We are looking for appreciation from a group that never appreciated us. They named the Oscars after a black actor and won't tell us who it was named after or what it was about. So
Facts, Mike. They like to tell you what to eat and what to do in life. It's back to the same thing as rigged. That's a fact, yo. That's a fact, brother. I agree. Go ahead, Mike. You was cooking.
But I just feel like at some point we need to start having our own shit where we appreciate our own people. And then, like, come on, bro, it's a trophy at the end of the day. And I know it's a great accomplishment, but if niggas ain't gonna recognize you, keep doing your shit and not worry about what the niggas that's not recognizing. Because, like I said, bro, who the fuck is these lame ass niggas sitting in the room watching the movie telling you it's good or bad? Like, you know what I'm saying? Who are they? Do they really matter at the end of the day?
No, they don't, because they don't have a pulse on the culture. And I agree with you 1,000%, Mike. I do. I don't think it's nothing to be upset about it. I think Ryan Coogler is a phenomenal. Number one, y'all, for Sinners to be an original film and to break as many records and to have such a rating that it had and to not get nominated, it's only one word for it: racism. That's it, Mike. There is no other word. There is no other faction. There is no other way to say it's not relevant. That's what it is. And that's exactly what he got to accept. Go ahead.
Beyonce not getting Artist of the Year. Like, why are they gonna give us what we already know we deserve? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree, Mike. I agree. It's just crazy to see. People just wanted to have it. Mike and his fans are speaking for it. But as long as you got a cult following, Mike, like you said, it really don't matter. It really don't, man. It really don't. And that's the last thing, Mike. And the last thing I want you to speak on, Mike, just even for my dog, Mike, is this bozo, Mike. I really hate this nigga right here, Mike. I do. I ain't gonna lie. But I believe we got to talk about it, because earlier today, Mike, I didn't get to get you to get on it. He spoke on the N-word, but Mike, he's actually speaking on the streets. And I want to hear your take on it before my dog slide.
All right, 21 Savage, he gets some backlash of it. I mean, it's a lot of people.
And what he started doing, retracting, right? You ever saw a treadmill go backwards? I never seen the treadmill go backwards. I've never seen the treadmill go backwards.
He says he should have said save the streets.
Oh, but yo, your album name is What Happened to the Streets. 4 days later, you say the streets, so your album, right? Nigga had a Drake feature and couldn't move 50,000 units, bro.
I think didn't it 99? No.
Yeah, what happened? The last day it jumped up. On the last day, it jumped up 30,000 units. You didn't see how Billboard demoted his 30,000? Like, where them 30,000, them shits came from credit cards? Huh? Your label swiped that shit like, damn, the narrative now is going to be, say Cheese going to have to post, nigga, you fell off. Academic's going to have to put 21 Savage fell off. So you know what they did? That credit card went swipe, swipe. Let's buy some album sales. So what happened to the streets? Now it's the streets, right? And now it's save the streets. That changed more than a Fortnite skin, right? He went from, in a matter of a week, that nigga bought 3 new skins. What happened to the streets? The streets. And no, I meant say the streets. Because everybody was telling him, nah, streets.
Mike, your thoughts on this brother speaking on this subject?
Bro, as much of a clown that he is, and as much as I don't like the fact that he said it, he let the brother ain't. The brother is not lying. You can't be part of the what happened to the streets, save the streets, whatever, right? Bro, fuck the streets, right? You can't, if your whole rapping shit is hood nigga, street nigga, gangster shit, killing people, selling drugs. You can't turn your back on your main fan base and be like, fuck y'all. Like, no, man, it doesn't work like that. 21 Savage, now you want to have a heart. Now you want to understand that your music is detrimental to the culture of black people. Okay, cool. But you're gonna look like a sellout, and I don't understand why people thought the Drake feature was gonna do anything. Drake is bullshit right now. So why would a Drake feature make any units move? He is still crossing the whole. But
I agree, Mike. I think for me, 6ix9ine does have a point, Mike, but I want to keep emphasizing something too, Mike.
why is
New
he?
York hates on Atlanta, Mike. People get mad when I point that out. He is talking about 21 Savage, his music and Atlanta culture. Where is your music at, fam? Where are your projects? You are a guest.
Why is he
Who
still?
said you speak for the streets?
Why is he still relevant?
Why? He's not, Mike. You are chiming in, and Mike, you notice nobody from Atlanta is speaking back to him?
They don't have to.
Nobody from Atlanta is responding. You speaking on all these people, the street culture, black culture, and nobody from black cultures listen to you. You have the Drake stands. Nobody of the culture, the movement likes you, 6ix9ine. Your music has never left outside of New York City. Nowhere down south, Mike, have you heard anybody say, put that 6ix9ine on?
Bro, I can't even. I want to understand how many people actually saying put 6ix9ine on. Play that.
The
6ix9ine.
incels, Mike, the incels, the New York City crowd, the other Migos. Ain't nobody listening to you, bro. You have no cultural cachet, Mike. He spoke facts, Mike, but you still have no relevance. Until he understands that, Mike, and get his next move, his next story, his next thing going on, he's wasting his time. As my dog Mike begin to close his night, Mike, go ahead and tell the people what you got going on this week. What's your 2026 plans and where they can find you at, family?
Hey, check this out. 2026 is all about forward movement. If you are in my friend circle, we're going to be talking real soon about how we can move forward as a group and individually. I want my goal for 2026 is to have more wealth, more success, better health, and a skinnier me, bro. I know everybody always say I want to lose weight. Nah, I'm tired of being a thickums. I'm ready to be back to a slimmy, and I just want to be the best version of myself. 2025, bro, and I wanted to use this first day of the podcast to just be thankful. A lot of you didn't know what I went through in 2025, but I went through some major hurdles in my life in 2025. And the only way and the only reason and the only existence of me ever making it out was because God sits on the throne and he looks high and he reaches down low. And I will give him the glory tremendously. 2025 was such a rocky and amazing year all in one, right? So 2026 is 2025 was the prototype. 2026 is Return of the Terminator and Return of the Mac, bro. I'm ready to just kill everything.
Love it, Mike. Where can they find you at, family?
Hey, find me at Where McCall at on Instagram. Check this out. I know I've been saying this for weeks now, but I'm about to be starting to take more pictures. Somebody I love very much is going to help me with that and make sure that I start looking good and smelling good and being good on the interwebs. I became an old man and don't like to post and just like to look at everybody's stuff. But being that we have the pod and I'm such a public figure, I need to be showing myself out more. And I have heard you. So hit me up in the DMs. If you see me out in the street, take a picture with me. Tell me your favorite episode of the podcast, because we like that now.
We do, man. Good to see my dog, Mike. Enjoy your evening, Mike. Peace. So my dog Mike did a great job finishing out strong. But as I got two more takes for y'all tonight, man. Number one, I'm going to go ahead and speak on is Malcolm X always stand on mother bleeping business, y'all. I'm going to give you a video that I'm going to respond back to. Then I'm going to give my last take on a relationship TikTok talk. Stay tuned. Share the live.
Right there, I would not limit our employment demands to Negroes. I would include Puerto Ricans and other minorities throughout our country, which have been similarly discriminated against, though not for so long a period of time as Negroes.
Puerto Ricans weren't enslaved. Yeah, this is a problem that stems from slavery. And this compensation, this compensation is coming to people who were enslaved by the white man for 400 years. The Puerto Ricans don't even fit into this picture. No.
Malcolm X never miss.
The problem is the Negro problem. They're not lynching Puerto Ricans.
If a dark-skinned Puerto Rican went down to Mississippi, he probably would be lynched too.
Spanish, he wouldn't be lynched.
No, they don't.
It's the Negro here, and as long as he speaks Spanish or some other language, or if he ties his head up with a turban or something, he can go anywhere in Mississippi or in your home that he desires.
You're not aware of the fact, are you, that African students have been arrested in our demonstrations in the South?
When they
speak French.
When they have been mistaken for the so-called Negro in America, they've been arrested.
What I'm saying is,
Malcolm X stand on business every single time. If you are not hip to the new logic that's going on for 2026 in this American political season, pay attention, brother. I hope you drop your weight too, Hayes, man. I heard what you're saying, man. Hopefully you get better. Take care of yourself. Remember, that's why we're here, to motivate you, baby, and get you right. But let me keep going on. Did you know that there's a delineation movement in America going on? The delineation movement is speaking on Americans getting things straight for this political discourse season. Number one, there is something called Foundation of Black Americans, speaking on descendants, Americans and slaves that are origin from these countries. There's also something called Heritage Americans that are going on, that are going for descendants of white Americans in this country from the origin and inception. Those are two words that I want all the crowd again to understand, to know, and to know why this word play and why these things are happening. Once you understand what this new America sounds like and looks like, I want you to be aware, because in this 2026 political season, you must be aware, conscious, and know everything that's going on. You follow me? Remember, the Trump chain is already out the gate. We can't stop it. We can't modify. We can't watch it. But what we can do is the local discourse, the unusual discourse, and other things that are going on. You need to be mindful of it, and you need to observe and see what is happening. My final take from this evening is from this creator speaking on long-term relationships. Before I give my final exit strategy, I want to speak on this because, again, we touch everything here. Let's pay attention. Let's listen.
Theory. And I've been sitting with this for a while and really been thinking about it. And I feel like it's pretty valid. My theory is that staying in long-term relationships or situationships emotionally stunt you, impact your social skills in a negative way, and prevent you from developing necessary skills to be a functional adult.
When I hear that, the first thing I always, sorry, y'all, I'm trying to get back to the video. Excuse me for skipping.
So I have a theory.
Is what is the solution? When I hear someone make a statement like that, right? Long-term relationships stunt your growth. They will make it more different. I hear the thesis, but now you must mention that problem and ask, how do you fix that while you go? I'm gonna let it play for a little bit before I get my last minute.
You ever try to help somebody, but
that's gonna be the last thing. Follow me on TikTok.
So I have a theory, and I've been sitting with this for a while.
You're gonna taste. Lord, hold on.
So I have a theory, and I've been sitting with this for a while. Maintain that version of themselves because that version of them is what's keeping the relationship afloat. And it's usually more comfortable for those people to just stay how they are. Like if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? But the version of you that you need to be in order to maintain that relationship is not beneficial to you as an independent adult. It only benefits the structure you created with that person. And people who stay in these relationships for 5 years, 6 years, or over that tend to be emotionally stunted or stunted in other areas of life because they were never really required to grow and they got comfortable being with the person they're with. Like, of course, there are going to be some changes because we change, but that period of time they should have been spending coming into their own, really getting to know themselves. They really never got to do that. So the only version of themselves that they're familiar with is the version that they've been with this person for however many years, which is not even really them. It's just who they had to become to keep the relationship. Number 2, you do not know how to move in this world on your own. When you are with somebody for a prolonged period of time, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10 years, that person becomes heavily ingrained in your life and you can become codependent on that person and the structure you created. We also see this happen to a lot of women who have been married for a long period of time, or they were codependent or relying on their husbands, and then all of a sudden the marriage is over and they don't know how to do anything on their own. Everything they were supposed to be doing when they were younger, they're now having to do as like a 46-year-old woman because that relationship or that marriage left them stunted and very vulnerable.
First red flag, ladies and gentlemen. When you hear someone mention constant problems without solutions, your ears should perk up. You should know that they're trying to go and initiate something. They're not trying to solve the problem. They're just highlighting the issues in the problem. Remember, if you only mention the problems and you don't offer a way to solve it, you're giving a biased opinion. That's what you got to know. Let her cook.
And so when the relationship ends, they no longer have that structure and they don't know how to operate without it. And that can be very difficult, especially if you have children. It can also cause some people, men and women, to have an identity crisis where they don't even know who they are.
Remember, you will never know who you were because life is always going to change you. If the solution is to avoid children, to avoid these problems, so is your solution just to be single? Or is your solution to develop while you're in relationships, which would mean something? But the only thing I'm hearing this a content creator say, shout out to her, is the problems, which the problems are fair. But what are you going to do to solve it? Are you going to urge people not to get in long-term relationships? Are you going to tell people not to do anything, to just have short-term situationships? What are you going to recommend they do? Because remember, each problem you raise, you have to solve in real time. When nobody solves nothing, but just only states the problem, they have a bias there.
Anymore without this person or without this structure, because it became their identity. And most people in these situations, they jump right into another relationship, or they try to find somebody else to replace that because they just can't do without that structure. Like whatever person is available that makes them feel some type of way, they're going to jump right into it. Or they will have like a lot of hardship and struggles as they try to find themselves and overcome whatever struggles came with the ending of that relationship. Next, being in a relationship for a long period of time can cause you to be inherently selfish. Long-term relationships that don't have any clear progression or any goal, or doesn't really require you to grow as an individual, can encourage you to be complacent in multiple areas of life. Relationships for these people tend to center convenience, fun, very, very low effort, and not really having expectations for themselves in those dynamics. It's more so like, what am I getting out of this? And they tend to avoid like the emotional work or the other work that requires them to grow to be in a healthy, functional relationship. This is a perfect breeding ground for selfishness and make it easier for them to avoid accountability or situations that require them to grow and mature. Things that require emotional labor will probably like turn them off. Like, oh, I'm not really here for all that. I'm just here for whatever benefits me. And they'll also be really...
Again, y'all, you hear problems. I hear no solution to solve anything. Whenever I hear that from the beginning, I want you to remind something. There is a part I always ask people one thing, and I know it's messed up. Have you ever been, or do you have a successful relationship history to give relationship advice? If you do not have that, if you do not show that in your life, not read, not saw, not visually heard from, you must be able to give the advice you are recommending. That's number one. Number two, any relationship opinion, thesis statement, or anything you talk about that you hear on the internet, vet that source. Show me your relationship. Show me a person that qualifies you to give relationship advice. Be a good person. Be a good partner. If you can't justify that, or if you can't prove that you haven't maintained that you did it yourself, do not tell me what the hell I need to be doing. And remember, y'all, I know it's going to sound messed up. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. Single women do keep a lot of women single. If she does not have a relationship history, I know. Most likely don't listen to her. We never listen to grandma. We never listen to grandpa. We never listen to the people in our life that have sexual relationships. And I know why. Because they're going to go against the grain and require you to do more. Last night was an awesome reason, y'all. We had our first black male meetup in Houston, Texas. It was a phenomenal success. We talked about 2026. We talked about the game plans. We talked about what we're going to see. And we had the vision of multiple things that will be coming up, man. If you are a brother in any city, I advise you to get out your social norm. We are in a hustle, get it out the mud season. We are no longer in the flossing era. We are no longer in we Stone Brothers era. We are in a get it out the mud hustle network season. I advise you to find your own, build your own. If you need to see one, come pull up on your boy and see what's happening. That's the final thing I want to do is show you a video of the event before I give my closing lasting remarks. Here's a visual representation of what we saw happen.
This.
And here goes. That was a promo. Here we go. What I showed y'all was a visual representation. You know, TikTok get the acting up, it's moving along the needle. Brothers, get out your social norm and meet your people. Love your people. See your people. Have fun with your people. And most importantly, check on those in your label, in your area. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of Live on Sunday, man. It's your boy King Crowder here. Stay tuned, everybody. I will have that raffle going real soon where I'll be giving away some money to my people, man. Thank you for watching me all night. You could be anywhere, but you chose to be here with me, man. I want to go ahead and clap for my dog. Thank you too, brother. I appreciate you for tapping in. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel. Watch everything, brother. I can't wait to see you next week, man. Seriously, we're going to keep on chopping it up, y'all. But thank you for tuning in. Make sure you check on your family, your people. Text your mom, text your dad, call your loved ones, let you know you love them, you think about them, and you mean well. 2026 will be better. More subscribers, more money, more entertainment, more opinions, and it is a political year. Make sure you do that. Find out about your local elections, find out about your local people, and most importantly, love you. Tune in. We are always here on Sunday for my people. Comment, like, subscribe, share the channel. Thank you for another edition of Live on Sunday. Book recommendations on YouTube. New book reading list on the topic. 3 new books coming out for your boy. Hustling it up. If you want to catch me on all platforms, King Crowder, add me. Tell me where you met me from. And most importantly, I love you. Until next week. Peace.